I'm Ariel from Gaylord Archival, and today I'm going to show you how to safely preserve and store a flag. The flag I'm going to be preserving today is an American bicentennial flag that belongs to my favorite veteran, my dad. My dad got this flag when he was serving as a torpedoman in the U.S. Navy in 1976. This flag was retired by the U.S. Navy, but it was in use at one time, so it has experienced some deterioration and discoloration from sun exposure. This flag is discolored, but it's not dirty. If your flag is dirty or you feel that it might have been exposed to other environmental contaminants, you may want to consider gently hand washing it before you store it. For instructions on how to do that, you can view our written resource on flag preservation at Gaylord.com. The safest way to store a flag or any textile is to avoid folding or creasing it, which can add stress to the fibers of the fabric and potentially damage it over time. If you have a memorial or a burial flag that was specially folded for you by a member of the armed services, you're going to want to preserve that as it was presented to you. And we do have a range of products for storage and display of folded flags at Gaylord.com. But today we're going to store this flag rolled. Before I started, I washed my hands to make sure I don't transfer any dirt or oils to the flag as I'm handling it. I'm going to begin with an unbuffered roll storage tube that's about 6 inches longer than the widest vertical edge of my flag. If you're storing an American flag, the widest vertical edge of your flag is here. So I'm going to take my unbuffered tube and I'm going to wrap it in a layer of archival quality acid and lignin-free tissue paper. Once the surface is completely covered, I've essentially created a leader to start to roll my flag. Now I'm going to start rolling my flag from the fly end. It's easy to remember which end of the flag is the fly end because it's the part that's not attached to the flagpole and flies around in the air. And I'm just going to center the flag on the tissue, which is then centered on the roll. Then I'm going to put another piece of tissue. This piece of tissue is to interleave as I roll the flag. Interleaving basically just means creating a layer of tissue in between the layers of flags so that the fabric doesn't come into contact with itself. So when I begin to roll the flag, I just want to use very light tension so that I'm not wrapping the flag very tightly around the tube, it's just fitting closely. And as I roll, I can gently smooth out any wrinkles or creases in the fabric, being careful not to snag it, especially if it's very delicate. If you have a larger flag, you may need to use multiple pieces of tissue, and you can add those in as you roll. Once you get to the hoist end of the flag, which is the part that attaches to the flagpole, you can either take the excess tissue paper that you have, or if you need another sheet, and finish wrapping the tube completely. This just ensures that the flag is completely covered, and it also creates a layer of padding before we secure it and tie it. Now that we have our roll, we're going to take some unbleached cotton tying tape, and we're going to secure the roll at each end of the tube. And then once I have the ends secured, I'm going to place additional ties about every 18 to 24 inches along the width of the flag. In this case, it's only once around the middle. You want to make sure when you're tying around the actual fabric of the flag that you're using very light tension. After you've made the tie, you want to make sure that you can still slip a finger underneath. Now that my roll is secured, I can put it inside an archival quality roll storage box. Then I'll label it so I can identify it where it's stored. Now you can rest assured that your flag has been safely preserved for future generations to enjoy. For more tips like these and to start your preservation journey, go to Gaylord.com.